All right, so we have these zeros given and we put them in parentheses. Mind you, I use different zeros. So I'm going to start off with foiling the last two parentheses. Notice that I put 3 plus 2i and 3 minus 2i in different colors because I'm going to count them as just one term. And from here, if I do FOIL, first is x times x, which would give me x squared. Don't forget the parentheses because we haven't dropped these down yet. Outer would be x times the last term, which again I'm counting as one term, 3 minus 2i. So in front of this 3 minus 2i is a negative. In front of the x is a positive. A positive times a negative is a negative. And I'm going to multiply x times 3 minus 2i. I'm not actually going to multiply right now. I'm just going to bring down what to multiply. And then for inner, which I'm going to change to a different color so you can see, inner, I'm multiplying x times this inner term, which again I'm counting as one term. So x times 3 plus 2i. In front of the parentheses, again, this term is negative. The x is positive. So positive times a negative is negative. I'm multiplying x times 3 plus 2i. And then last, I'm multiplying my two parentheses of 3 plus 2i times 3 minus 2i. If I look in front of each parentheses, each one is a negative. So negative times a negative would give me a positive. Sorry, I'm out of room, so I'm putting it down here. And I'm multiplying these two terms, which is 3 plus 2i times 3 minus 2i. So now I'm going to clean up the parentheses. I'm going to bring down the x squared. If I distribute this negative x, I'm going to get negative 3x plus 2ix. If I distribute the negative x into the other parentheses, I will get negative 3x minus 2ix. And then remember we talked about the last two, they're two binomials. I could FOIL, but since they're conjugates, I'm going to take the shortcut and do what's called Florida, which means I'm getting rid of outer and inner because they're going to add up to be 0 anyway. So 3 times 3 is 9. And 2i times negative 2i. All right, so 2 times 2 is, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. And I times I, it's just like multiplying x times x. X times x is x squared. I times I is I squared. And keep in mind that I squared is equal to negative 1. So I'm about to clean up this parentheses by combining like terms. The x squared will be brought down. The negative 3x, negative 3x combining like terms will give me negative 6x. The 2ix and negative 2ix add up to be 0. And cleaning this up down here, this would be negative 4 times, again, negative 1, because I squared is negative 1, which would give me plus 4. So if I combine the constants, 9 plus 4 would give me 13. And then from there, I'm going to bring down the parentheses I haven't used at all and distribute. So to distribute, I'm going to multiply everything in the first parentheses by everything in the second parentheses. So if I multiply everything times x to the second parentheses, I'll get x to the third power minus 6x squared plus 13x. And if I multiply everything in the second parentheses by negative 2, I'll get negative 2x squared plus 12x minus 26. And again, I'm going to combine my like terms. So x to the third doesn't have any like terms. I have negative 6x squared minus 2x squared, which is negative 8x squared. I have 13x plus 12x, which gives me 25x, and then minus 26. And last, again, don't forget, you haven't distributed everything yet, so you're going to just bring down the x plus 14. And from there, do your last part of distributing. So this was the main part I wanted to cover. I hope now that you can see it visually that it helped.